alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Roadside to Islam. Aki, can you introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Bilal Shabazz, named after Malcolm X, because my father was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Aki, how long have you been Muslim for?
I was born Muslim, but I never used to take it seriously, I never used to practice. Alhamdulillah, I've been practicing for about 3.5 years now.
Aki, what was your life like before you started practicing the deen?
Okay, from the beginning, I was born in London and I moved up to Wales when I was about 6 years old, North Wales. And I never did too well at school, even though I was in the top sets and I was bright, but I was around the wrong people. Me and my friends, we was keeping up with some bad things. So I got kicked out of primary school, I got kicked out of secondary school, I never did my GCSE exams. And in Wales, life was dirty. There was always girls, we were selling drugs. I even got kicked out of school for selling drugs. And it was always fighting, it was just bad. And basically there was nothing going on, it was dead up there. So I decided in 2004, when I was 16, I left home and I moved down to London to try and be around my family, which was obviously the plan of Allah. When I moved down to London, I started rolling with my brothers, my older brothers, and just started keeping up with mad things, robbing people, selling drugs, just the dirty things. And I was around like the wrong kind of company. One of my brothers was on Deen, his name's Tariq, and he was on Deen, and he was kind of giving me da'wah, he was kind of showing me about Islam, but I never really used to listen to him. And there was even one time that I took my Shahada. It was like I was kind of feeling Islam. I knew it was the truth, but I didn't like want to accept it. And I took my Shahada. That was the first time, but it wasn't really like real, because after that I was still really on the same kind of thing. When I decided to fix myself up properly, I took my Shahada again, went down to the mosque, and this was when I was living in Belmont Hill in Lewisham. I met a brother called Imran just before I started practicing, and he was really trying to get strong in Deen himself, and he used to help me, he used to encourage me, and we was living in two hostels that were just right by each other. We started going to like lectures, we started really just trying to seek knowledge about Islam. And yeah, that was it.
So Aki, how would you say Islam changed your life?
Right, subhanAllah. It's like, how do you say that light is different from darkness? Islam changed my life. Straight away, during like the end of my Jahiliyyah times, my heart started to like kind of inclining towards the things that was pure. And subhanAllah, I mean that's the beauty of Islam, is that when you see certain times, like for instance, I'll give you an example, girls. I remember I had a girlfriend just before I left Jahiliyyah and I started practicing. And just towards the end of when I got on Deen, I used to feel, I could remember myself when I used to go and meet her. I remember how dirty that I used to feel. I could remember that Allah, He was kind of changing my heart, and I could remember feeling like disgusted with myself in these little things that I was doing, and I could just feel myself changing. I could just feel it changing. Alhamdulillah, Islam changed my life because I got married. I got married at the age of 18, and my wife was 17. I got married. I've got a beautiful son named Abdul Wahid. I've got a kind of direction now where I'm going in life, whereas before I didn't really know what I wanted from life. I didn't know what I was going to do, for the rest of my life. Recently, I've just came back from Egypt, so I've got these little like plans. It kind of gave me a vision about where I want to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line. It gave me a vision. Alhamdulillah.
Actually, what advice have you got to non-Muslims regarding Islam?
To non-Muslims, my advice would be have an open heart, yeah, and want guidance. Because if somebody wants guidance and they sincerely invoke to one God, asking for guidance, Allah will always guide them towards Islam. Because Allah says that He sealed the hearts of people, and these people whose heart Allah sealed, these are the people who are kind of ignorant, they don't want to be guided. But if somebody sincerely wants to find the truth, and he sincerely raises his hands to Allah, not to Allah, but I'm just saying, if you're non-Muslim, raise your hands to God. Everyone believes in God. Raise your hands to God and ask Him to guide you to whichever path or whichever sirat is best for you. So you have to really just have an open heart. Look into Islam. Look into Islam because it's a religion that goes with the fitrah. It's a religion that goes with the natural disposition that humans are created on. It's not something that is strange. If you look into Islam, it's a complete way of life. There's something that every single aspect of life, from when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night, Islam, it covers every single point of it. So just, advice for the people who are looking into Islam, just keep looking, have an open heart, and that's it. Just find the truth really.
Jazakallah khairan. To see more exclusive interviews, go to www.roadsidetoislam.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.